I'm gonna let DeepSeek play against O3-Mini, the high edition. I can't switch to it now. I already did this, but it is O3-Mini high that's playing. I've encountered during the gameplay a lot of troubles and a lot of realizations on how LLMs reason and how those thinking models behave when they play chess. This was like a eye-opening moment for me, to be honest. So enjoy the games. After the start, I'm gonna have some commentary, and eventually the camera will turn back on. So in this phase, it's just the opening. I'm gonna go over this pretty quick. The noticeable effect here was that DeepSeek was thinking for a lot longer, like 20 seconds maybe, versus O3-Mini high was thinking maybe 7, 8, 9 seconds. They usually know their Spanish opening relatively well. They reason about things, nothing too surprising here. I thought I would just go through the motions and play the game till the end. It didn't quite work out that way, but we'll get to that. I think at this point is where things get a little out of the ordinary, and we will see a mistake here soon. So far, DeepSeek is in the lead a little bit. So here, ChatGPT does make its first mistake. The rook and the bishop threaten to take the knight, and ChatGPT somehow moves the queen to d6 with some sort of reasoning that he wants to put the queen in a better position or something like that. He thinks more about strategic concepts and not about the actual moves. It's also, he might have read something about this and this being important positionally, right? But he doesn't have a way of quantifying that value. And then he might overvalue things, right? And in this case, I think he just didn't have a look at the line of taking the knight. It's also hard. They only see the notations. They don't have the positional picture to even know how pieces can move and so on. And we will see that now DeepSeek, instead of taking the knight here and being well ahead, he now sacrifices the rook. So he says, with the move d4. So that was his reasoning. He played d4 in order to sacrifice the rook. And his plan was, if the queen takes the rook, then he can take back with the pawn, though. That was his reasoning. And we will later see that ChatGPT actually does him the favor and takes the rook. So finally, he got his sacrifice of the rook, which isn't really a sacrifice, though. So at this point, things are getting really, really stupid. They mistake over mistake and stupid reasoning, really. They don't, and a couple of whiles after, they start completely losing track of the position and just doing illegal moves. And then also had problems with the API of DeepSeek, who was constantly saying me that there's too much traffic and I can't do the quest, pretty much. ChatGPT, on the other hand, which the fresh launch actually had no problems of that. So after DeepSeek giving him another freebie, ChatGPT now finally accepts the rook sacrifice and takes the rook with the queen. I think he didn't see the pawn there from his reasoning. He didn't expect that, so must have hit him with a surprise. So what you will now see is My frustrations about the models, there was a lot of things that were annoying, things not working. Capture the queen here to create a passed pawn, which isn't really a passed pawn. Then I don't know what. Let's see if ChatGPT is shocked about that, because he didn't see that coming. Okay, let me see. I'm piecing together the history of each move. When does the realization that he made a boo-boo set in? I'm noticing that after white's e takes d5 move, likely move the knight from c6 to d5. Yeah. The pawn from c3 had already moved to d5. Ah. Rook f, d8. That's a solid option. After considering immediate tactics, it appears that rook e8, which takes the e6 pawn. It doesn't even do that. Is a strong move. This move also sets up potential exchanges or rook advancements. That's complete bullshit. Okay, so after forever, and me not even being able to send messages, he realized the move was illegal. Comes up with d7. Oh boy. It's also illegal. You know what? I'm gonna have O1 play the rest, because that actually works. It's not even O1 Pro. I could do that, but that takes also very long. He takes f7. Oh, that's actually a good move. Looks crashing. Now we can also move a little faster. That's interesting. He's considering the move king takes f7. I mean, I'm seeing that he could be taken, right? But he only has the notation, right? And then he has to actually reason why this could be not legal. But he got it, right? That this is illegal. It's a lot to think about, really. Hmm. So he reasons that. He notices that it is illegal and still does it, though. Black must play king h7. That's not possible. Okay, I'm giving up. I think at this point it's safe to assume that most models or all the LLMs have lost their mind, lost track of the position, can't really reason from just the notation on where pieces are, and they don't have a visualization in their mind. Yeah, I bet if I would actually post them a picture of the position, that could be interesting. Unfortunately for O3 I can't do this, I can't attach things. Could do this for O1. Maybe it works better if I send him the picture. Now I realize this king h8 plainly just can't post pictures to him, apparently, that don't contain text. So advantage O1 here. With O3 you can't put images in just yet, but I think this could work much better with their visualization. And to be fair, that's interesting that this works, because for us it's also hard to just play without the board visualization, right? But you would think that a model that is reasoning about this. Yeah, but this takes away the whole part of reasoning through the moves to just get to the current position. He can just right away start thinking about the position. So once O3 is able to look at images, I will play O1 against O3, I think. But until then, we can conclude that all LLMs suck at this, just playing notation chess. Incredibly bad. They don't really think, or they think about the very much wrong stuff, but they definitely suck at chess, and it would be very interesting to see a model succeed here. You would think like it's a solved problem, right? The AI in chess is really good and beats all humans, but that's not general AI. It's not just taking the notation and reasoning about it. It's just like it has this algorithm that a human put in. I mean, there's like also an AI that reasons about this, but it's very specific and narrow AI, while the LMs are general AI, and there is a huge difference. But LLMs or those models are supposed to be reasoning about the real world, right? So they need to be able to reason about this and not do that stupid stuff. So this is for me an AGI test, to be honest. Unless they specifically train the model about this or something, right? But yeah, we can also conclude that DeepSeek has incredibly performance problems. Not only does it take longer, but also it's like so is busy. It's basically unusable. While ChatGPT is going very fluently. It's also interesting that they think for longer. The more complex the position gets.